Hello, my beauties. It's Yogini Viv here, coach and mentor. And today we will be doing some yoga. And I'm really excited about it. I will explain at the end, though, why this particular practice that I'm going to lead you through, which is going to include some meridian tapping as well as yoga asanas, why this is a key practice for the kidney and bladder meridian, and especially in the winter time. Those of you who live, especially where there's a winter season, this is going to be a great sequence. And again, I'll explain more why it nourishes the kidney energy. And the kidney energy very much has to do with our longevity and the energy that we have. Okay, let's get started. So we'll just take a few breaths here with the palms together right at the heart center. The thumbs are touching the sternum. Pull your spine nice and tall. Push down through the sits bones. Push the crown of the head up, shoulders down. Nice deep breaths in and out. Do that a few times. And now, because you have done the warm-up I suggested, we're gonna hop right in. Like for me, that's why I have a bit of a glow, is because I did some dance right before this. So we're gonna first do some tapping. And what we're gonna do is if you put your hands right here below the collarbones, you spread your hands out. Right here is a lung point, okay? And so we're just gonna take the right hand and we're gonna lightly tap. It's right in the hollow here, below the rounding of your shoulder. Okay, so in the hollow, we're just gonna lightly tap. You could use your fingers or you could do light fist. And we're just gonna stimulate an energy meridian here that's going to begin to get the flow going. And we'll just alternate. Let's just alternate tapping right there. So again, you're in the hollow above the breast tissue and below the collarbone. Okay, there is a point there, lung 1. So we want to get it going rather than doing it both together, because then you'll feel the muscle kind of tenses and you can't access the point. We'll do one at a time. Okay, keep breathing. Deep breaths in. Feel like you're opening the energy to the lungs. This energy supports the kidney energy. That breath, that prana, is really vital, and so we need the lungs working. Now rub your palms together. So we do some meridian work. We're warming up the palms. Separate your palms slightly, and then for some of you, you might be able to feel that it's like there's a ball of energy between your two hands, as if you're holding a cushion of energy. Take that, and now gently you could rest. You could do both hands. Feel that you're sending warmth into this area. And now let's go right to the sort of the bulb of the collarbone right here, and then you'll feel the collarbones drop under them, and you're just gonna tap lightly from the center out, starting to, again, activate that kidney energy. So you're not tapping directly on the collarbones, but right under, okay? And so compared to where we were before, we're above where we were tapping before. We were tapping before right here, and now we're a little bit above that. We're just tracing and tapping under the collarbones. This is, again, continuing to get these energies moving that nourish and invigorate the kidney energy. It's like a tonic, okay? And now just hold both hands over. Deep breath in. Drop your hands down, interlace your arms behind you, because we're going to continue to open up this energy. Squeeze your upper back and see if you can lift your hands off your back. Lift your head up. Breathe in, breathe out, open the throat. Inhale, exhale. So the head is not all the way crunched back, it's up. The chin is elevated, but the back of the neck is still has a gentle curve, not a sharp curve. And release. Shrug your shoulders up and down. Big, big circles. Shoulders up to the back and down. Take it back. Inhale up, exhale as you go down and forward. Inhale up, exhale down and forward. And release. Put the hands behind you on the floor and just lift. Those 2 points where we were tapping, feel like you're bringing them up. And as if you had a little flashlight in the sternum at the chest and you're trying to bring it to shine up towards the ceiling. So for some of you, the arms can be straight. And if you have long arms like me, the arms have to be bent. And I'm just pushing into my back. And I'm pushing and I'm pushing. And there's an arch. And again, I'm lifting the top of the chest up. Breathe. And release. Good. You could shake it out. Shake out your hands. Shake your shoulders. Shrug it out. So from seated, we're going to come to laying face down, okay, on your mat. We're going to come to all fours, sort of an extended. You can see my knees are further back from my hips. And we're just going to lower ourselves down. Okay? And just get comfortable on your mat. Bring your hands under your shoulders. And we're just going to lift the head up and back down. To warm up, we're going to inhale. And I'm just using the strength of my back here. The feet are pointed. And I'm going to hold and breathe. So there's not weight on my hands. They're just in place for the next movement. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale up again. Again, there's no weight on my hands. And back down. And last time up. Breathe. And release down. Now we're going to come up, beginning as usual, forehead, then chin. Now you're going to slide your hands forward. And we're in Sphinx pose. And this is the first pose. We're going to hold this pose. This pose is going to nourish the kidney and bladder meridian. So we're going to hold it in a yin fashion. We're just going to really get into it. So take your time. Your elbows are below your shoulders. Your fingers are spread wide. Okay? And we're going to hold for some time. You can move your head side to side. You could look right and left. Check, in fact, back of your mat that you're balanced on your mat. Sometimes we're slightly twisted. Okay? So just check that there's even room on the left and right of your feet. And your feet aren't collapsed. They're pointing straight. But then relax. So there's no extra tension. Like, I don't know if you can see, but this is if I tense my muscles and then if I relax my muscles. And so it's easy for you to stay up, and we're just going to hold and breathe. And feel that as you breathe, you're breathing energy into the middle back, the lower rib cage area. And so you can also stretch your fingers. And then we begin to relax because we're going to hold, okay? Holding the yoga postures has a specific effect of allowing the blood circulation. I always give the example that I was taught is it's like a sponge. If you want to clean a sponge, right? And it's soapy and you run it underwater, but you twist it and you'll see all the gunk come out, right? Of a dirty sponge. And the same way with our tissues, we sort of compress and release. And so here we're just holding, giving time. Now, if you start to get any numbness or anything in your hands, just move them slightly, but we want to just maintain the position. Relax as much as you can. One thing you don't want to do, you don't want to sink down like this. See how I just brought my shoulders up? So you still hold yourself up. There's pressure downward. You're maintaining the integrity of the body. But yeah, if you get any numbness, you could also come out of it. Or slightly adjust your elbows, maybe move them back a little bit so they're more under the shoulders. So this should be very passive. And then we're breathing. This whole time you're breathing deeply. And we're going to release now. So to release, press, go up just a little bit, breathe in. And then exhale, slide the elbows back. We're going to turn the head to the side and bring the arms back. And just relax here. Here the toes can go in and the heels can go out. If this position does not work for you, with arms by the side, depending on your body type, you might want to just bring the hands up and rest one hand on top of the other, and then turn your head to the side, okay? We're going to rest for several deep breaths. You can focus your attention as you rest on the back, the middle back, and also the belly in the front and the pelvis, because we lengthen through the front of the body. Just notice how you feel. And remember to really relax the legs. So here the heels go out, the toes are in. One more nice deep breath here. And then we're going to release this posture. We're going to come up, hands under your shoulders. You're going to push into a low cobra and then bring yourself up. Bring the knees up gently. And we're going to go down into child's pose to counterbalance the previous posture. So that should feel good. I literally feel my back lengthening. What I'm going to do is to go to child's pose. Again, if this is not comfortable, I want to bring my head down. But if that's not comfortable for you, make a fist and then stack another fist on top, and you could rest your head on your doubled fist like this, okay? And then you can also widen your knees if you need it, and then rest your head. So you can stay either here, or if it's comfortable for you, bring the head all the way down and the arms by the side into child's pose. And now we're going to slowly roll up. So lift your head, chin to chest, and then round your back, and very slowly to a count of 4 or 5, come on up to kneeling. And we'll pause here if you can. Otherwise, just come to sitting on your bum if your knees have trouble being in this position. And then the head is the last thing to come up. Okay, shoulders up. And back down, nice. Notice how you feel. Let's rest the palms up. And what I'm feeling now is I'm feeling energy flows through the back of my body. That feels very, very pleasant. You can feel an increased circulation. So give yourself a moment so you can notice that. Also for the body to just balance itself out. Deep breath in. And out. Nice. And we'll do one more pose in this practice. So from the kneeling or seated position, so we're going to come forward and we're just going to extend the right leg out straight. I'm sure you've done this if you've done a lot of yoga, and so this is going to stretch and energize the bladder meridian, which is a pair with a kidney meridian, okay? This forward bend will have a very profound effect because we're going to also hold it. So for this, you might want to get a block or a pillow. So you've got your block. Gonna extend the right leg straight forward from the hip. The left knee is bent. If this is too hard for you, notice I have a very acute bend of the knee. You can open it up a little bit and drop the knee down. Also, if you need to, you could put a block under that bent knee if it bothers your hip, okay? And so we're just gonna breathe in and out. Sit up nice and tall, rest the hands on the ground, flex that right foot, inhale. Keep that nice tall spine. Palms can turn to face each other, fingers spread wide. Inhale, lean back a little bit, and then exhale, halfway forward. Inhale again, exhale forward. One more inhale, and exhale. Rest your hand wherever your elbows naturally can bend. And so, because this is a nourishing practice, we're going to hold. And so this is where you can take your block. And what I would do is just bring it just to the inside of your leg, and then wherever you can rest your head, okay? So we want to hold this because we want the energy flow through the meridian to be affected, so we need to hold it for a while. The meridian is basically like a tube that energy, think of it as almost like nerves that the energy runs through. It's related to the nervous system. And so I'm gonna rest my head down. Now, if you're not this far forward, you could even put your hands here or do the stacking again. But you want to get into a position where you can hold with very little effort. So you can see I'm resting my forehead, and this is a soft block, it's a foam block. And you're in the position, if you already know, you're in this position and you're just holding. Keep the foot flexed. We're just going to stay here. Okay, we're going to stay for a little while. Just breathe and relax. And check that you're not slightly twisted as we're stretching over the right leg. So you might tend to be twisted. See if you can level your shoulders so that they're level to the ground. Breathe in, breathe out, nice and deep. And if you'd like to, you could even just rest your hands, palms up. And with each out breath, I'd love for you to try to relax a little bit more and more and more, okay? As you're holding, you should feel the stretch, but it should not be so intense that you can't hold. If it is, back out of it a little bit and modify, okay? And eventually it'll get easier and easier. So when we're holding the postures, it should feel fairly comfortable. You should feel a sensation of stretch through the bulk of the muscle, not behind the knee, and enough where you can breathe and relax into it. And to come up, we've held for a little while. We'll just place our palms on the ground, and then you're going to just inhale, lift halfway up, and let's pause, and then inhale. Come up, walk yourself up, exhale once you reach seated position and pause. Notice any energy flows. Okay, that should feel actually very good. All right, so then let's move that. Let's do the other side. Switch legs. Now my left leg is straight out from the hip, and bring that right foot up by bending that right knee. Okay? Check that you're not sitting tucked under, but you're sitting nice and tall, the buttocks back, okay? You can actually grab the glutes and pull back, so you're really sitting up, straight. The foot is straight. Let's bring this in, the block. Inhale. And exhale. Stretch the fingers wide. Breathe. Feel energy in your fingers. Inhale. Exhale. And we paused. Inhale. Look forward, reach forward. Exhale. Take about 3 breaths to get into the full posture. Exhale, and you're in your deepest expression of the posture. Rest your head. Again, use whatever you have. If you have like a little stool, because you might be further up, you could rest your head on a stool with a pillow and just be up here, you know, like this, that's fine. But you want some support for your head so we can hold a long time. I'm gonna rest my palms up so that I can relax into the pose. Remember, it's yoga, not gymnastics, so the breath is really key. And that's what brings a lot of the benefits of the yoga postures, is that nice deep breathing and relaxing on the exhale. If you're using the block and you're not sure how I'm using it, it's right above it's right at the beginning of my forehead, so where it's comfortable to rest it on a soft block, okay? I'm not pressing on the nose. I'm right above, and it's actually very comfortable. Basically kind of where the third eye is, and up to the forehead is where I'm resting. And you really want to let your weight drop. So if you find you're kind of still holding your weight, just make any adjustment so that the weight is really dropping forward. Gravity is taking you forward, okay? And we're going to transition. So lift your head up, place your palms or your fingertips, depending where you are, flat, and use your hands and inhale partway up. And pause. Let the body get used to coming out of the pose since we held for so long, okay? Walk your hands up. Breathe. Exhale, and then you're all the way up. Just pause there. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice how you feel. We're going to take a moment and I want you to do what are called micro movements in Kripalu Yoga. So if you notice any tension anywhere from doing the posture, like my fingers just want to bend and stretch, so I can feel just holding them still like that. Just shake your wrist, any little movement that feels good to you, okay? This also gives you a moment. This is sort of the divine feminine quality to just listen to your body, because you want to come out of the pose feeling really good and really balanced. We're going to stretch the feet because the feet are so important. So I've bent my knees, I put my feet flat, I'm just going to roll over the balls of my feet. And for many of you, this might be quite difficult. We're just going to stretch the feet just for a moment. Okay, so my toes are getting flexed. Listen to your body though. If this is too much, then don't do it. But just want to stretch the feet here. Breathe in and out. And now from this position, we're going to rest the hands on the ground and we're going to come to standing forward bend. Okay, so you're going to just lift the hips up. My feet are parallel to the ground. Beautiful. Lift your toes, stretch the toes apart, and place them back down. I'm going to bring one hand to the inside of the elbow. And so basically, let me turn so you can see, I'm doing this. And then I'm just going to hang forward with my knees softly bent. And this is just going to release the whole spine again through the whole back line of the body, but it's also going to release the head and neck. So bend your knees, soften the knees. Now this won't work if you have any food in the tummy, okay? If you do, then you don't need to do this pose. But you can feel it. Feel the elbows as if they're heavy, as if they have little weights on them. And we're just gonna hang here, hang out literally for a bit. Breathe in, feel your upper back expanding. Exhale. And then release the hands back down, bend those knees again, coming back down to the ground. We're going to go right into downward facing dog, and we're going to hold it, and we're just going to lengthen out the whole spine and reset the spine. So my knees are about under my hips, my toes are tucked, my fingers are spread nice and wide, fingers are apart. Okay, we're going to inhale and exhale. Lift the hips up slowly, belly touches the thighs. And then see if you can unfold, keep the belly on the thighs so the knees are bent, but your arms are straight. Come back down, okay? And again, inhale, exhale, lift the hips, belly to thighs, hold, arms straight, head relaxed, come back down. And last time, inhale, we're gonna hold, exhale, belly to thighs, and then slowly straighten out the legs. And a couple of points here. Again, stretch out the toes, the backs of the toes, by bending the knees. And instead of being slightly like this, almost like squared off, you want the highest point to be the tailbone. So I stretch through, arms are straight, and think of that the armpits are going to go towards the knees. And you're lengthening, so you're like a mountain shape. The peak is at the tailbone, at the butt. So not like this. Don't let the butt drop down in the full position. Okay, tailbone is high. Stretch out through the front of your body. Breathe. Ideally also, for most of you, the heels will not touch the ground if you're in the correct position. If your heels easily touch the ground, then you're probably not in the correct position. Okay? So it should be work for the heels to go towards the ground, and that you're getting a sharp, like an upside down V. And we're gonna come down, back to kneeling, exhale, and we are done. I recommend now, if you're a regular with this video, just come to laying down. And I always keep my socks nearby because your body is gonna cool off because your nervous system is now in the rest and renew mode. It's not in fight or flight, so you're going to cool down. There's no stress, so the body goes into rejuvenation and repair. And also just put on a sweatshirt or a jacket. In fact, we want to be as comfortable as possible, okay? That is the divine feminine. Take care of yourself. So you've got your pillow for your head, you've got an eye pillow. I'll put some links below. Feet hip distance apart, and if you can, lower yourself down. Do like a reverse sit-up. position. And if you'd like a longer relaxation, check out my new community for women. It replaces the YouTube membership and the Patreon, everything in one place, off of social media. And this video will be there with a longer relaxation, and meditation will be live there, and many other things as the community grows. So join now, and there's an introductory price. I hope to see you there. Thanks so much for all your support, and give the video a thumbs up if it served you. Bye-bye for now. Watch this video next. It gives you the most powerful point on the kidney meridian that you can do on yourself.